Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at another brand new addition to the Forza series, which in this case is the Chevrolet Summit Racing Prostock Camaro. With a wobbly wheel. Look at it wobble. The Prostock Camaro is actually one of the overall series prizes this month. So to obtain it you need to get 80 points across all 4 weeks, which was mathematically possible in the first week if you had both expansions and did the expansion-y bits, and was of course possible the second week for those of you who did most of the other things even if you didn't have the expansions. But I kind of waited until it unlocked naturally. I didn't want to have to do more of the playlist in summer and autumn than I kind of needed to for the cars in each of those weeks, so that's why I'm only taking a look at this car now. So, in case it wasn't already obvious, this is a drag racing car, and apparently Prostock is a particular category of going very fast in a straight line. This Camaro Prostock is fitted with an 8.2 litre engine, which is the sort of thing you might find in a cruise ship, for example. It sends 1400 horses and 1086 torques through this car's ginormous rear wheels, and somehow, despite the size of that engine, the whole car only weighs just over a ton, giving us an overall rating of S2 919,919, giving us an overall rating of S2 919 here in Horizon 5. As you may expect from a drag racer, the straight line speed is quite ridiculous and unmatched probably by anything else from standard, at least here in this game. On the second lap I was able to go from 0 all the way to the top speed of 210 miles per hour, back to 0 again, and then accelerate all the way back to 210 miles an hour again, and still easily brake in time for the first corner here at Petroleum Park. It is a very long straight, but this is still quite impressive to have reached that speed twice. And given it's only designed for going in a straight line as fast as possible, I was actually quite surprised by how well it turns, despite what a lot of other people who have driven it have said previously. Yes, it does understeer, but it is possible to actually go round a corner somewhat if you try hard enough, which I really wasn't expecting to be able to do. I could do about 60 miles an hour around a 90-degree corner quite comfortably. The only real problem with this car is that you can't see out of it because of the massive thingy that's in the way. Being another racing car, even if it is one that just goes in a straight line, there really aren't any customization or upgrade options for it. The colour it's in though is slightly metallic-y, pearly, and kind of reminds me of the Hot Wheels colours, so I think I'm going to paint it in one of those. Perfect. And yes, like I say, the upgrade shop is also pretty limited. Even more limited than on anything I've ever seen before, I think. There is a drivetrain swap if you want to all-wheel drive size it, which does drop it into S1, interestingly. You can twin-turbo it or supercharge it. And you can change the tyres, although I think every tyre you equip it with is going to make it worse. Presumably it's on drag racing tyres. Yes. You can change the wheels and the rim size, but yeah, not a lot there really. And you can change your gearbox to have more speeds, and your differential for rally or drift. So at this point, what do you do with something that's originally supposed to be a drag racing car? Well, unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of weeks, this thing's pretty good in S1 class cross-country apparently, so I went and found a tune actually made by somebody called Rock, applied it, and then tried to go into some S1 class cross-country. This took a while because I kept finding the session was empty, so it took a very long time to eventually find a session with one Ford Raptor in it who appeared not terribly interested in driving. But this thing was absolutely horrible to drive, so I ended up doing this. And this. And this. And this. And this. And then I did get a bit more used to how it handled in S1 Class Cross Country, but then I went and did this. So yeah, it really wasn't that enjoyable in these races. So after this set of cross-country races, which some more people did attend in the later races in the series, I went and attempted some cross-country rivals in S1 class. But the car was just as horrible to drive in this, so I very quickly decided it wasn't really worth spending my time driving a car that I really wasn't enjoying, however fast and OP it may be in S1 class. So that was kind of the end of that. Yes, it's a ridiculously fast cross-country vehicle, but it's quite different to anything else you've driven, and I'm really not into cross-country, so I don't really know what I'm doing, and it wasn't a terribly enjoyable experience. So I'm probably going to go and revert this back to standard now. And that is going to do it for today's video, taking a very first look at this brand new Prostock Camaro that's come to Forza Horizon 5. As you can see, I've set it back to standard now, but of course left it in that brilliant Hot Wheels pink that I've really not made much use of these colours since the Hot Wheels expansion came out, so it's finally nice to have a car that I can use it on. From standard, of course, it's very good in a straight line, accelerating from 0 to 200, but can't do a lot else. It is, though, really cool to have something completely different like this in the game, even if myself am not particularly into drag racing. Yes, there's not many customization or upgrade options for it, but that is kind of to be expected. And somehow it's a bit OP and ridiculously fast in S1 class cross country, but it is absolutely horrendous to drive, or at least completely different to anything that I'm used to, so really didn't enjoy it and very quickly put it back to standard like this. So as cool as it is, I probably will never use it again. Do though let me know your thoughts on this brand new addition to the Forza Horizon series, but for today's video that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.